Now at 5, the city of Joplin discusses plans to relieve traffic on 32nd Street. Plus, some Carthage second graders create an itty bitty city as part of a project studying economics. And
Hunter Biden speaks publicly about the impeachment inquiry against his father, the president. I'm Natalie Brandt with his response to House Republicans.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Missouri Department of Transportation hopes to relieve traffic congestion on East 32nd Street in Joplin. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. The area in question is by the General Mills plant, an area that not only sees heavy 18-wheeler traffic, but also trains. MoDOT plans to ease traffic congestion along 32nd Street and Stevens Boulevard by placing a traffic light at that intersection. Davis Boulevard will relocate to Stevens Boulevard. Once that's done, MoDOT plans to build a bridge over the CPKC Railroad.
Expect construction to be in 2025, and we don't tie down the exact dates. It'll just occur sometime between probably mid-March and the 1st of November. 1st of November 2025 is the completion date.
You can leave your comments about that upcoming project by going to our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Second grade students at Columbian Elementary School in Carthage put their business skills to the test this afternoon. Students created their own stores within their classroom, then opened up for business. First graders then got to walk around each class and buy from each store. Teachers say it's the perfect opportunity to introduce students to the world of economics.
Combined the social studies of economics and the math portion with the money, and they design and build a store. And so they design and pick whether they're going to have a good or a service, and then we make the goods, we practice the services and pick our prices and open up our store.
Shops sold candy, decorations, and a few students even created a sort of movie theater. You might have noticed the absence of toys on our set today. Well, that's because this morning, with the help of our partner 5 Star Moving, we packed them all up, then sent them off to our distributors, who will make sure they end up in the hands of local children this Christmas. I want to thank everyone who donated to our Toy Box campaign this year. It makes all the difference to providing a Merry Christmas for an awful lot of families in need. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be another great one for us today. Temperatures right back up, right around 60 degrees during the afternoon. We do have those clouds thickening up, so partly to mostly cloudy skies. 53 in Joplin, 55 is where we stand in Pittsburgh, 51 in Nevada, 54 in Neosho, 56 in Welch, 53 in Parsons. We can actually go outside. Here's 7th. Here's Rangeline. Currently sitting at 53, east-southeasterly winds at about 5 to 10. Through the evening hours, if you are going to be outside, it's going to be fine. We're going to slide back through the 40s into the 30s once again later on tonight. So it's going to be a chilly night. We are tracking a storm system for the weekend. We're going to look at that here in a bit.
Catch you in a few. President Biden's son Hunter, who faces tax evasion charges and gun charges, made rare comments on Capitol Hill today. It comes as the Republican-led House of Representatives gets ready to take the next step toward the possible impeachment of President Biden. Natalie Brandt reports now from the White House.
President Biden's son Hunter Biden arrived on Capitol Hill Wednesday after being subpoenaed by the House Oversight Committee, which is leading an impeachment inquiry into his father.
I'm here today to make sure that the House committee's illegitimate investigations of my family do not proceed on distortions, manipulated evidence, and lies.
Hunter Biden insisted he will only testify in a public hearing, not behind closed doors as the committee requested.
I'm here. I'm ready.
Republicans pushed back.
We expect to depose the president's son, and then we will be more than happy to have a public hearing with him.
The rare comments come days after Hunter Biden was indicted on tax evasion charges. He is also facing gun charges. House Republicans have been investigating whether President Biden improperly benefited from foreign business dealings allegedly involving Hunter and other family members. Hunter Biden, who's recovering from addiction, admitted he made mistakes in his life, but forcefully denied any wrongdoing by his father, President Biden.
My father was not financially involved in my business, not as a practicing lawyer, not as a board member of Burisma.
Republicans in the House plan to vote to formalize the impeachment inquiry of President Biden as early as today.
We think the House of Representatives will go on record with a power that solely resides in the House.
Many Republicans hope that making the investigation more official will help them enforce subpoenas. The months-long investigation has not found direct evidence of wrongdoing by the president. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Now, just before 5 Central Time, just minutes ago, the House voted to launch the impeachment probe on President Biden. House GOP committee leaders announced they're going to initiate contempt of Congress proceedings against Hunter Biden for not complying with their subpoena. Several family members of Americans taken hostage by Hamas met with President Biden and Secretary of State Antony Blinken today to get an update on what's being done to secure their loved ones' release. President Biden says he's committed to getting those hostages out safely. Also, while the U.S. supports Israel's right to retaliate against Hamas for the October massacre, the president at a private fundraiser warned Israel is losing international support because of what he called indiscriminate bombing. Still ahead, we're going to have some tips to help you avoid putting on a few extra pounds over the holiday season. Plus, what a new study shows about inorganic arsenic causing cases of cancer. Topping today's Health Watch, the average American puts on a little bit of weight during the holiday season. Reporter Stephanie Stahl has some tips to help us avoid those extra pounds.
From holiday cookies to cakes and all the other yummy carbs, overdoing it on holiday treats can be the gift that keeps on giving.
The average person gains about a half a pound to 1 pound during the holiday season.
Doctors say many people don't lose that weight, and over time, it can add up.
Puts us at risk for problems such as diabetes, heart disease, hypertension, some types of inflammatory problems such as even some cancers.
Maintaining a healthy weight during the holidays can be hard. Experts say it's okay to enjoy foods you love, but be strategic.
Stay on your focused mealtime plans, which means if you have breakfast, have your breakfast. Stick to your lunch. Try not to overindulge and skip meals.
The doctor says it's best to limit sugary drinks and alcohol, which can add empty calories. And remember to keep up with exercise. Even a 10-minute walk after or before holiday gatherings will be helpful. And try to control your stress levels. We tend to eat more when we're stressed. And then there's the grazing that often happens at holiday parties.
Have a small plate to place the food on rather than doing the eat and peck method. You tend to eat more calories with that. Having a smaller plate may help to kind of limit those calories.
Finally, slow down and savor the holiday food.
You're typically going to be more conscientious of what goes in your mouth. And plus, what goes in your mouth, you must enjoy.
When you go to holiday parties, experts say don't go hungry. It's best to have a little healthy snack before you go so you're less likely to overindulge. Stephanie Stahl, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Hey, and don't forget the fruits and veggies. They say it's a good idea to choose healthier options from the table when you can. More than 13,000 additional cases of bladder, lung, and skin cancers every year in the U.S. can be attributed to eating inorganic arsenic. A study by the Society for Risk Analysis found rice, wheat, and leafy green vegetables carry a greater cancer risk than other foods. They say crops can absorb heavy metals from contaminated soil, air, and water. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, our Pet Vet On Call.
Hi, I'm Dr. Eva Dudek from Parsons Pet Hospital. Coming up, we're going to talk about a good stocking stuffer for your kitty cat.
Plus, we're tracking some rain chances toward the weekend. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, we had a lot of clouds for us today, kind of partly sunny skies, but temperatures once again fantastic, right around 60 during the afternoon. You can see those partly cloudy skies right now. Nice shot, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort Indigo, just southwest of Seneca, Missouri. Nice shot. Looks pretty good as we continue through the evening hours. 50 in Fort Scott, 55 in Parsons, 58 in Veneta, Monette 51. Lamar is sitting at 51 degrees. Let's go outside. Here's 7th. Here's range line east, southeasterly winds at about 5 to 10 visibility. Looks pretty good. And through the evening, quick drop through the 40s into the upper 30s. Very similar to what we had yesterday evening into the morning hours for us today. All right, kind of in and out of the clouds, thicker clouds out to our west, still tracking the rain, central western Kansas down through panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas, and then you have snow once you get out across parts of Colorado. But this is our next system that is going to be heading toward us. You can even see a little rain snow mix out across western Kansas, and then a few thunderstorms in the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas. Now, this is still almost 48 hours away. Let me show you why. It's a cutoff low. You can see the spin out toward Las Vegas, and because it's cut off, look at this. The main jet stream's way up into Canada, so there's nothing to shove this off toward the east. So it's a slow mover. It'll make it here. It's just going to take a couple more days. All right, let's go through time. I'm going to walk you through the next 48 hours. Partly cloudy tonight. We're going to drop 33, Nevada 35, Monette, Bentonville 34, Veneta 31, 33 in Chanute. Partly sunny skies in the morning. Clouds thicken during the afternoon near 60, Miami 59, Fort Scott, Stockton up to 59 degrees. Tomorrow evening, clouds continue to thicken. You can see the showers out across Wichita, the I-35 corridor. Here's Friday early morning, few showers trying to get into our far western counties. As we go through Friday, a lot of clouds. Showers pick up. Here's the noon hour on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side. Arkansas and Missouri stay dry. As we continue through Friday afternoon, showers advance into the metro. Light showers, Kansas, Oklahoma, pushing into northwestern Arkansas. Let's continue Friday evening. On and off light showers, sitting into the 40s. Light showers continue all the way into Saturday morning, and then we'll slowly taper off as we go into Saturday afternoon. Rainfall is not going to be heavy, but we need anything we can get. Maybe a quarter of an inch, maybe a half an inch out of this system, which we will definitely take. Thursday day plan to 37 to start, 56 by noon, 58 by 4, high temp, 60 during the afternoon. Let's go 59 on Friday with those showers. Cooler Saturday, 52. Sunday looks pretty good, 55. Good chunk of next week looks great. And then a big storm system we need to watch. If you look at next Friday and Saturday, that is the 22nd and 23rd. So getting into those Christmas holidays. So we need to watch that system. We're going to talk more about that tonight at 6.
Yeah, there are going to be a lot of travelers, obviously, next weekend.
Yes, there will be.
Thanks, Todd. Nearly 200 nations have approved a first ever call for the world to transition away from planet-warming fossil fuels that cause climate change. Delegates at the World Climate Summit have agreed on the long-term non-binding agreement that comes as global temperatures hit an all-time high. European researchers declared 2023 the hottest year ever recorded on our planet.
This is the fastest, simplest, easiest, quickest, cheapest way to be able to make the gains we need to make to reduce the threat to the planet.
This has the potential to be the beginning of a new era, the post-fossil era.
The agreement aims to triple the amount of renewable energy resources by 2030 while relying less on fossil fuels, substantially reducing methane emissions, another potent greenhouse gas this decade, and archive net zero carbon emissions globally by mid-century. Coming up, the Federal Reserve makes its last decision of the year regarding interest rates. Topping today's Consumer Watch, the Federal Reserve wrapped up its two-day meeting on interest rates. Bradley Blackburn tells us what the Fed decided to do this time.
With consumer prices cooling, the Federal Reserve is leaving interest rates alone.
We're seeing a labor market that is coming back into balance by so many measures, and we're seeing inflation making real progress. These are the things we've been wanting to see. We can't know. We still have a ways to go. No one is declaring victory. That would be premature.
Over the past 2 years, Fed Chairman Jerome Powell and the board gradually pushed its key rate to a 22-year high to fight inflation. A report out Tuesday shows inflation has dropped from 2022's peak of 9.1% to just 3.1%.
This is the third time in a row the central bank decided against another hike. The question now, when will the Fed start cutting rates?
Economic projections from the board point to the possibility of 3 small rate cuts in 2024, but Powell wouldn't offer a timeline.
These projections are not a committee decision or plan. If the economy does not evolve as projected, the path of policy will adjust.
It's hard to predict that right now.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger says the Fed wants inflation at just 2%. For that to happen, the economy needs to weaken, but businesses are still hiring and consumers continue to spend.
Despite the fact that everyone really thought we were going to be heading into a recession in 2023, the U.S. economy has defied expectations. And until we see the labor market slow down and the economy slow more dramatically, the Fed is not going to be in any rush to cut interest rates.
The Federal Reserve makes its next decision on rates in late January. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Regulators in Washington want to make it easier for you to switch TV providers. The Federal Communications Commission is proposing new restrictions on fees imposed on subscribers who want to change service providers. The proposal would also allow partial refunds for subscribers who cancel mid-month. The FCC will now open it up to public feedback before taking a final vote. 3 popular retailers are pulling a product marketed to children. Amazon, Target, and Walmart have voluntarily stopped selling these water beads after lawmakers and public health officials called for a ban on the toys. Officials say when exposed to liquid, they can expand to 100 times their initial size and weight, posing a risk for children if ingested for obvious reasons. Our Pet Vet on Call up next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, what one school is doing to address the adolescent mental health crisis. Then on KOAM News at 6, we're going to have more on plans to relocate Davis Boulevard in Joplin. Plus, Missouri American Water hands out a grant to the Boys and Girls Club and an interview with McDonald County High School's athletic director about the return of the Mustang Classic basketball tournament. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. As we race to get our Christmas shopping done, some of us are going to buy gifts for more than just people. Today's question for our Pet Vet on Call: what's the best stocking stuffer toy for a cat?
A toy that is interactive, one that would force you to play with your cat. A good one is the toys on the end of a wand and a string, where you can toss around a little feather or a catnip toy, and you can play with your cat as much as you can. It would improve your bond with your kitty cat, as well as give it some well-needed exercise, because I'm sure they're kind of chubby.
Hey, we invite questions from anyone. If you have a question, you just send it to petvet@koamtv.com. Dr. Eva Dudek from the Parsons Pet Hospital answers a different question or brings us a fun fact every Wednesday on KOAM News at 5. You can also find answers to previous questions on our website. Now let's check out our picks of the litter for the week. We have a couple of cats looking for stocking stuffers. From the Joplin Humane Society, we have Todd, an adult male short hair. Then from the Southeast Kansas Humane Society, now out of quarantine for parvo, we have Barbie. I'm guessing probably a pretty popular name for 2023, and cuter name than if you named the cat, say, Oppenheimer, for example. The shelter says she's a 3-year-old short hair. If you're looking for a pet, why not check out your local Humane Society? Good looking cats there.
Barbie was a big hit this year. Not something I saw or want to see.
I didn't see it either. I'm sure I will at some point, but I'm going to wait till it's streaming available.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
All right, weather-wise, looks okay for us tonight. We drop back into the upper 30s. 60 tomorrow, a lot of clouds. Showers start to sneak in, especially Friday afternoon.
Thanks, Doug, and thank you for joining us. CBS Evening News is next, and of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. See you then. Let's make it a great evening.